Master Sergeant Luis Lopez. Final words and what changed in you with the military?
You know what? I think, like I said, I'm the oldest of nine, and we lived in the inner city of San Antonio, but in the barrio next to a project. And sometimes I even still get choked about this because my dad told me. He said, if you're gonna hang out with those kids, they're ill and doing bad things in the section, you're gonna end up just like that. And what's worse is your brothers and sisters are gonna follow you. So you need to make a decision of what you're going to do in your life. So I decided to finish school, kept on going. I did some college, but my brothers, I had twin brothers that joined active duty before me. One went to the Navy, one went to the Army, Roger and Ricky. And then I had a brother that wanted to join the Coast Guard, but he went civil service, working at Tinker Air Base. Had a sister who works for the State Department. Had a sister who worked for the VA. So you could see how the pattern was by doing the right thing. And after my brother joined in, I joined the reserves. And with that saying that, well, if you join the reserve, you're not going to get activated. Next thing I know, I was in Saudi Arabia. So, I'm blessed for that. There's a saying that, if we're thankful for what we have, our hearts will find peace. So I think for me, in the deployments that I had, and during the time of my reserve, it was all in the high command, ARCOM level. It enriched me. The being in the reserves were nothing but Vietnam veterans that taught me the way of knowing things by reading the ARs, and being one step ahead of that officer, taking care of the chief, make sure.
Okay.
But no, so
They
Juan,
get
I
the
mean,
best food. They get the best
yeah,
food all the time.
yeah. So I mean, it's just it's been a blessing, and I always make it a point that no matter who it was, uh, in my platoon, my company, my battalion, everywhere I went, I teach the righteousness of instinct. If it's right and if it's wrong, it's wrong. You know, and you only need to just get better. By learning and doing the right things in life. And I'm blessed to be here. With my 3 deployments. And the time that I've served. So we just got to keep moving on. I also want to add one thing because I'm an advocate for Burn Pit 360.
Yeah.
It's a program. If you look it up at Burn Pit 360 is a program where it help, and it's now in place for the in the VA, the PACT Act. So it's part of the PACT Act. How my sister and my brother-in-law first came back with that dilemma of having breathing issues because they were stationed right next to a burn pit, and little by little they started finding out that soldiers were dying because of this, and they made a movement to make have them be aware of what was going on. Because in these burn pits they're throwing everything in there: body parts, tires, refrigerating things, you name it. They just burned it all at one spot. So now that the PAC deck is in place, I always encourage all my veterans out there to go in there and apply for that, so they can help their disability rating and keep on going. Because again, it's you served. They're supposed to be taking care of us. And if you got something wrong, like again, all these little things that are going on right now, I mean, it brings anxiety to me because of the way America is going. And the way Afghanistan went down and things like that. But I mean, we just hope and pray for the best of our nation, the best for each president, and we just keep on moving forward.
Great, thank you. And you mentioned your father. That's what I was talking about. Some words of encouragement, of advice that you took it. Thank God that you took it, and that's what I'm saying. And sometimes I know, like both of you, probably been that father figure for a lot of young men in the service. A lot of people didn't have the father in the home. Nowadays, more than ever, and that's a very important part. And that probably has a lot to do with the problem that we're facing nowadays too. But anyway, thank you so much. And Louis, if when I next year, maybe I might be going your way to Arizona, and maybe we pass by you, and we get to do one of this in person, and maybe you're gonna have some other veterans, maybe the chief, that we could do something in person rather than virtual. But thank you so much for doing this. Appreciate it, and I hope that you guys are willing to get a call once in a while. Hey, we have this topic. Let's discuss it, and I hope to have you guys back. And thank you so much. Thank you for your service. God bless you. And I'm here in New York anytime.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Chief.
very much, sir.
Thank you, Juan.